A small Griswold #8 skillet with the big slant logo trademark sold at a Midwest auction for right around $2,000, while the same size pan, plain and unmarked, sits in barns everywhere and moves for about 15. And the whole difference is one logo cast into the bottom and where it sits. That's this whole video. 10 of Grandma's kitchen tools that most folks toss without a second look, and the one tiny marker that separates real money from trash. Go look in your own drawer while I talk. You probably have at least one of these sitting right there. Number 1. The cast iron skillet. I've pulled these out of more barns than I can count, and 99 times out of 100, it's a plain, unmarked pan worth about what a sandwich costs. But flip it over. On the underside, a real Griswold carries a raised trademark, the large slant logo, or the big block letters on the earlier ones. Around that, you've got a heat ring, that raised circle on the bottom, and a pattern number cast right into the base. Read the mark, read the number. That's your 10-second check. The early ones marked Erie before Griswold put its full name on there. Those climb higher still because they're the scarce first castings. That marked slant logo #8 is the one that crossed the block near $2,000. The bare one next to it? 15 on a good day. Same iron. Same size. One reads a name, one reads nothing. Flip it over and read the mark. That 10-second habit is the whole game. Number 2. The Dover egg beater. And while we're here, the little cherry pitter that lives in the same drawer. Same idea, same trick. Everybody's got a rusty wire beater. Most of them are pocket change, and that's the honest truth. But turn one over and read the handle. A genuine Dover has the patent date stamped right into the wood, behind the crank, and if that little tin cup underneath is still intact and unbent, now you've got something. One of those, complete, has crossed the block near a couple $100. The bare wire ones with a split handle and no cup, those are worth about what you'd guess. The stamp in the wood is the difference. Number 3, the apple parer, that cast iron gadget that clamps to the table edge and spins the apple against a blade. 2 names to know here, Reading Hardware and Goodell. On the good ones, the maker's name is cast right along the frame arm, that curved iron piece that holds the gears. Run your thumb along it and read it. And it has to be complete, with the original prong fork, the little 2-pronged spike the apple sits on. Complete, with the maker's name and the fork. These have realized in the low hundreds at Pennsylvania sales. Missing that fork, it's a fraction of the money. Collectors want the whole machine, not most of it. Now, I've spent about 4 decades doing exactly this, walking into barns, garages, and estate sales, turning things over, reading the marks nobody else bothered to read. And people kept asking me to just write it all down, so I did. It's called Rusty Gold. It's my own field guide. Every maker's mark, every patent number, every stamp that separates a $5 castoff from a 4-figure find, all of it backed by real realized auction prices, not guesses. If you've got old tools and cast iron sitting around and you want every one of these markers in one place with the photos next to them, that's where they are. Links in the description. Right. Back to the count. Number 4 is a little tin nutmeg grater, and it's got a patent number stamped right on the drum. But I'll be straight with you. The entry that really gets me is coming. The one where the $200 version and the $10 version look completely identical. Same shape, same wood, same everything. And the only tell is a stamp the size of a fingernail. Hold on to that, because first that little tin grater, that fingernail-sized stamp is coming. But first, number 4, the little tin nutmeg grater. You've seen these. A curved tin drum, a crank on the side, a wooden knob to turn it. Grandma grated her nutmeg with one, and then it went in a drawer and stayed there for 60 years. Most of them are worth almost nothing. Little tin gadgets that got made by the thousand. Here's the marker. Flip it and read the drum. On the better rotary graters, there's a patent number stamped right into the tin, and the crank and the drum are both still there, both still turning. That completeness matters. A bare tin drum with the crank snapped off is a couple of dollars and a bit of nostalgia. A patent-marked example, complete, has crossed the block for modestly more at country tool sales. Not a fortune, but a real jump for a thing people scrap without a glance. Number 5. Enameled graniteware. The old speckled kitchenware, coffee boilers, pots, big enamel pieces your grandmother hauled out at holidays. Plain gray graniteware is everywhere, barns full of it, nearly worthless, and honestly, it just sits. But color changes everything. A cobalt swirl coffee boiler, that deep blue and white marbled pattern swirled right through the enamel, is a different animal entirely. The swirl is the whole difference. Same shape, same job, same era as the gray one. But the cobalt swirl example has realized strongly at collector sales, the kind of graniteware sale where the plain gray version in the next lot barely gets a bid. Same pot, wildly different money, and the only thing separating them is the pattern baked into the finish. Now, number 6. This is the one that fools everybody. Read this part twice. Slow down with me here, because this is the hard one. A nutmeg culinary food chopper. A wooden handle, a curved steel blade, the thing you rock back and forth to chop herbs. There are 2 versions of this chopper, and they look completely identical. Same size, same curve, same worn wooden handle. Sit them side by side, and you cannot tell them apart from across the room. One is worth about $10. The other has realized over $150. If you have a wooden-handled chopper in a drawer right now, this 30 seconds is for you. Check the blade shank. Where the steel meets the wood, on the shank, the marked one carries a tiny stamped maker's line, a stamp the size of a fingernail. And the wooden knob has a particular shape. The good one's knob is turned a little different, a little more defined. That stamp and that knob are the entire difference between a $10 drawer castoff and a $150 collector piece. And this is exactly how the valuable one ends up in the trash. Nobody flips it. Nobody reads the shank. It looks like every other worn old chopper in the box, so out it goes with the rest. 9 out of 10 of these are the common version and worth about what you'd expect. The 10th one is sitting there looking identical, and the only person who knows is the one who checked a mark the size of a fingernail. Before the next one, stop for a second. These markers are far easier to check written down with the photos next to them. The makers, the marks, the years, the realized prices, I put all of it into a written document. It's called Rusty Gold. 4 decades of the exact stamps and patent numbers that separate a $10 castoff from the real thing, with the realized sale prices beside them, so a fingernail-sized tell like this chopper's is easy to find. It's linked below and the QR code is on your screen. Take 5 seconds, grab it, and come back. And one thing before we climb, whatever you find, do not touch it with a wire brush. I'll show you exactly why in a minute, but that patina, that dark old finish, is most of the money. People scrub it off trying to make it pretty and destroy the value in the process, because from here, we climb. Number 7 is a Wagner Ware Sydney skillet with the stylized logo, and it's the first step up toward the strangest and highest find on this whole list. One that sold for several $1,000s at a specialist auction. Number 7, the Wagner Ware Sydney skillet. And this is where the marker is easy if you know where to look. Flip it over. On the underside, you want to see that stylized logo cast right into the iron. Wagner Ware, Sydney O, all flowing script, not stamped, not printed. Cast, an unmarked pan, or a plain later example with just a size number, moves for pocket change all day long. But a clean, early marked Wagner in good honest shape has crossed the block up in the higher 2 to 3 figure range at cast iron sales. Same pan, same size. The whole difference is a name in cursive on the bottom. Number 8, a hand crank coffee mill. You've seen these, the little box with a drawer and a crank on top, grinding beans by hand. Most of them are worth what a decoration is worth. The one you stop for says Enterprise, cast right into the hopper, and up on top it wears an eagle finial. That finial matters. It's the first thing that goes missing, and a mill without it drops hard. Complete, marked Enterprise. Original finial still perched up there. Original paint still hanging on. Those have realized in the hundreds. Do not go looking for a replacement eagle. Original and worn beats shiny and wrong every time. Number 9. And now we're into cast iron that collectors chase. A gem pan. A muffin pan, if you grew up calling it that. Rows of little cups for baking. 99 of them are worth a few dollars. Then there's the Griswold golf ball pattern, or the Turk's head, the ones with the swirled, twisted cups. Flip it, read the pattern number, and look at the seam where the casting halves meet. On the real scarce ones, that seam is tight and crisp. Those have realized well into the hundreds, and the truly scarce patterns have occasionally gone past $1,000 at specialist auctions. A muffin pan, past 1,000. I'm not exaggerating that for you. Now, this is the one I promised you at the very start, the strangest and the highest. Number 10, an early Griswold spider skillet, and the name throws people. It's not a pan shaped like a bug. On the underside, cast into the iron, there's a raised spider web trademark, an actual web with a little spider sitting in it. Griswold used that mark on their very earliest skillets, way back, before the logos everybody knows. One of these, a genuine early spiderweb example, sold at a specialist cast iron auction for several $1,000s. Several thousand. For a frying pan, somebody's great-grandmother scrambled eggs in and never thought twice about. And here's the tell that no faker gets right. The reproductions in the fantasy pieces try to copy that web. They can't quite do it. The real casting has a crispness, a fineness in the web lines that the knockoffs blur. Flip it, read the mark, and look hard at how sharp that web sits. That's the whole ball game. So there's your 10. But I owe you the honest part, because a lot of channels won't say it. For every single one of these that hits the top figure I quoted, there are 99 sitting in barns that are the common version, worth a small fraction of it. The record examples are genuinely rare. That spider skillet, that $1,000 gem pan, those are the exceptional ones, the outliers, the pan that turned up once and everybody remembered. This is identification and history. I'm not telling you what the thing in your drawer is worth, because I haven't held it. I'm telling you where to look. And whatever you find, do not clean it. I mean that. Do not take a wire brush to it. Don't sand it. Don't repaint it. Don't run it through anything to make it pretty. A wire brush has killed more value than rust ever has. That dark, crusty patina you want to scrub off? That patina is most of the money. Scrub it bright and you can wipe out 90% of the value in an afternoon, and you'll never get it back. Leave it exactly as ugly as you found it. So next time you're out in the garage, or the barn, or going through a box at an estate sale, don't just see an old rusty pan. Flip it. Read the mark. Note where it sits, in front of the knob or behind it, cast or stamped, web or plain. That little detail is the whole difference between $5 and 4 figures. Tell me in the comments what's sitting in your own drawer right now. Flip it first and read me the mark. And the next one's already up on the screen, so go on and give it a look.